There's something building in the air. I can feel it, I can feel it. It's pressing down on me and I can barely breathe. Oh, can you feel it? And I'm surrounded everywhere.
Hey, Dwarfer here. Some people have been asking, how do I build towers in Arma 3? So I thought I'd put this little tutorial together to show you how I've managed to build a couple of towers now using the same principle. If you can see there, that one there I built. There is some little strange quirks with the way Arma the Epoch mod does building, and I'll try and show you what those are at the moment. So here we go. So we've obviously got now you can either do this on stilts, or sorry, on foundations, or you can just do it straight like this. I've got a nice flat bit of ground here, so I'm just going to do it like this. So to obviously build, you open up your gear menu, or inventory I should suppose, and no, we don't want, and build ourselves a nice wooden floor. Now, as long as you've got everything right, it should snap. Now, just a quick demonstration how snapping works. So if I press number 1, it toggles build mode. Sorry, snap mode. If I press number 2, it toggles free mode. Now, free mode means I can just rotate little angle, you know, whatever I want, just by pressing Q and E. For this, we're going to want snap mode on, so I'm going to go back to 1. So you can see now we've got snap mode back enabled. What you can also do is when snap mode is enabled, if you press 3, it cycles it 90 degrees until you get back to where you want. So here we are, we're going to go back to building here. Now, obviously, once you place it to build it, you just toggle out of build mode. So there we go. That's now, once that timer's built, it's built. What I've done here is I've cheated a little bit just to speed up the process. I've built some cinder walls that I'm just going to drag across here. Principle's the same, you just build cinder walls and you upgrade them. So to move this wall, you look at it, you toggle build mode on by pressing 1 and hit spacebar. And as you can see now, timer's going down. Once that timer's gone down, I can move the wall, in theory. Now if you notice, when you get close enough, it should snap, like that. So I'm just going to do that now to these other walls. I've also done a door simply because otherwise you get yourself stuck in here, and if you get stuck, well, you get stuck. But in the first instance, you actually don't want the door. You need to put a wall, and I'll show you why. Right, now we've got 3 walls built. Hopefully they're all nice and straight. Yeah, I just thought that one moved. Once the time is finished, you can now then put a floor on top of it. And again, I'll show you why I didn't place that door there for a second in a minute. Timer gets really boring, you know. So that's now built. So what we now do is we come on with our next wall, and you can just press page up. So you get to a certain point, and it will just, not yet, there you go, it'll snap into place. Once it's snapped into place, just press 1, and it will drop. Now, the reason I did that rather than put the door there first is, for some reason, God only knows why, when you put a door on, it doesn't support it. It seems to duck. So if I'd have, this wall here to my right, if I'd put the door there, this wood above us would have had a bit of a right lean on it. So I've done it this way. Once that's, well, the idea is once that counter's finished, it's a solid object. So you can see it's now a solid object. What I can do is now move this wall. Down to here. Oh, there we go. What you have to be careful sometimes is that when you move walls back into place, they knock another wall over whilst it's still on that countdown timer. We should have to be a little bit careful. We can now bring that door in, otherwise you end up locking yourself in. Which I did earlier and it was quite annoying. So hopefully that should snap. What I tend to do sometimes on these is rotate them, because you can see there's like that stupid gap under there. So again, just rotate it and then build it. Hopefully it won't drop. Yeah, it dropped. Sometimes, I don't know, there's a bit of a glitch in here somewhere with the building system, and sometimes it drops and sometimes it doesn't, so you may have to kind of go in there, build it again, come out. Kind of dropped a little bit, but that'll do for the moment. Again, sometimes you just have to do it again and it just works. It seems to be the way the physics engine works. It sometimes picks it up as a solid object and sometimes it doesn't, so it is what it is. So, let's build the other roof. So, that one's now building. Door should be finished, yep. So as you can see, we've now got... Oh, that door really does look bad. I'll come back to that. As you can see, we've now got the base of the tower. Now, this bit is where you've kind of got to do it in this order. Otherwise, when you go to put the stairs in here, it just doesn't look right and it cocks up. So what you want to do now, actually you can do this from the outside on this floor. When you get higher, you do have to do it from the inside. So in fact, I will do it from the inside just to show you. So, cinder wall build. So what I tend to do is I kind of put a bit of an angle and then page it up. And then what you should see eventually, it should just snap. If you can see it's kind of doing a bit of a shuffle, just move a little bit and then it'll build. There's that one. Now we're going to page up again. There we go, it's gone. This one again. Hopefully it will snap. Oh, there we go, it's doing that stupid... It's trying to snap to the top of the door there, so you have to push past that. Right, let's get this wall built. Page up again. There we go. And again, it's a bit boring after a while, but just get it done. There we go. There she is. And then we go up. A bit more. There we go. So if we go and do a tour now, there we go, you can see that it's essentially built like that. Or kind of, well, not mistakes, just doing it differently, and I think it's when it causes issue when you put the stairs in. So now that we've got this first floor built, we need to put some stairs in. So we just need to wait for that floor to finish building, otherwise we can knock it out of place. So we're going to put the stairs there. So what we need to do is move this floor. So the move, obviously, you look at it, press 1 and press spacebar to enable the move. Now, for this, we're just going to chuck it over it. We'll use it again in a bit. So what you can see now is you've got this this kind of gap around here. Now that will get filled in a second. So what we want to do now is build our stairs. Now again, if you look, you can see it's kind of snapping to this position. Now unfortunately, the way the physics is working again, there's some strange stuff that goes on. I'm not quite sure what. So it doesn't always build the way you want it to build. So the way I've found that these work best is if you spin it 90 degrees. So you press your 3 button and you spin it like that. So what you can see is it's kind of half in the wall and half in there a little bit. And then what you do is you then just come out of build mode and hope it doesn't spring. Yeah, you can see it sprung a little bit. We could try it again. As I said, sometimes it works better than others. Sometimes it doesn't. Oh, typical. There you go. Did you see what it did? So what it did there is it picked the wall up. Don't you just love it? So now we've got to move the stairs. As I said, a lot of the building stuff, it just takes time. Let's just chuck that there for the moment, because we need to put our wall back in. Right, so it should snap. There you go, snap. Wait for that to move. You can pick the wall up whilst we're doing it. Obviously make sure you've got plenty of power before you start doing your building, because otherwise you end up running out halfway through and it just becomes a pain. So I'm just waiting for that wall to finish building. Come on, wall. Right, there we go. So let's bring this stairs back in again. So spin it again. And let's build it. It moved a little bit, but for the purpose of this, it's a, you know, you don't need to be perfect for these stairs. What you need now, you need 4 lumber. Now, well, I'm obviously playing on our server and I've got admin, so I'm just kind of spawning stuff in, just for the purpose of this video for the moment. So we need 4 lumber packs. Right, once that's finished building, now we just walk up to it, press Ctrl G. That's how you upgrade stuff. That's not doing it. So sometimes when you've built it, you kind of have to run away and come back, and it kind of then realises it's there. Right, Ctrl G. Yup, that's my gear menu. There we go, upgrade. So what you can see is it's now built this nice little platform up here. Now, by doing it the way I showed you, you can see around here, it's actually filled in the gaps of the floor. If you were to just build this the way it is now, what happens is that when you put a floor on this bit here, that bit there, and that bit there, a wall, sorry, it just falls through and tries to snap to the wall, you know, this wall here. So by doing it like this, you get a nice even kind of square build. So what you now do is basically just rinse and repeat. So we're just going to upgrade these walls. Again, I've not got all the components on me, so I'm just going to spawn load in. I need a lot of cinder. And some mortar. I've actually got a load of buckets of mortar on me already, so I'm just going to spawn some cinder. Come on. Again, walk up. Control G. Control G. Control G. Control G. And there we go. So we've now got that. Now we need some more floors. Now this method also works for stud walls. In fact, the stud wall tends to work slightly better because the stairs seem to fit in better and don't have this stupid snappy thing. where they don't fit inside. If there's any random Epoch devs happen to be watching this, could we make the stairs just a little bit smaller? Thanks. So again, you can see it's jumping there. Again, seems to be something to do with physics, so all you need to do is just move a little bit. Sometimes make the floor a little bit higher. And it does normally stop. Do this one, so I'll do it on this side instead. Alright, there we go. So that one's built. Wait for it to finish building. Oh, it's down there, isn't it? With these multi-towers, you have to kind of be aware that you may think the building's finished, but it's not. It's kind of grounded. It's not directly where the building is. Bit annoying, just the way it is. Right. Hopefully, this wooden floor now. There we go. So that's now finished building. So now you can see we're back to where we started previously. So all we now need to do is again get cinder walls, build them around the outside, and just rinse and repeat. What we would then... Oh, get off the stairs. The stairs. Let's get a couple more walls. So, going up. This is why I said, you know, sometimes it's best to get used to doing it from inside because, you know, we're not on the outside anymore. So let's go up. Here you go, snapped. And that's it. So, imagine we've now done that one, obviously. We can now move this... oh, no, we wouldn't move that. This one. Is that finished building? Yes, it has. So we can enable the build again. Oh, I hadn't finished building. Oh well. And then all we would do, again, assuming you built the 3 walls obviously around the side, is put another set of stairs in and just keep going. And that's pretty much it. Where's the wooden stairs? There we go. We also want the lumber backs. In fact, what I may be able to do is I'm going to show you a demo of what I mean by it falls. Build it there. We're going to rotate it so it's all nice that way. No one's more. As I said, if you do it this way around, it seems to cause less problems. As you can see, it's my nice tower over there that I've already built. Just wait for that to finish. So you can see it's put these wooden things around here, but watch what happens if I do this. Fall down the stairs. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. So if we try and build it on this side to the right, it normally, as you can see, what it's doing is it's snapping to the floor below rather than the top. And if we were to do it here, it snaps to the top. Go back here, snaps to that bottom. And if we come over here, you can see it clearly here, which you don't want it to do, because if you then build on top of that, you end up with a gap and it doesn't work. So hence why I said put all these round and then build your stairs afterwards, and then kind of remove the floor. And that's it for building towers.